Twitch and Stitch, where we're going to discuss the happiness of knitting and yarn work and the beauty of discovering your inner knitter. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello and welcome
to Twitch and Stitch.
Yay, we
nailed it.
How are you today?
It's good to see you.
Grab your knitting and a cup of tea or coffee or whatever.
Water and join right in.
Whatever you fancy. We are doing an extra podcast because we could sneak it in. Under the wire. So we're pretty excited that we could get another one out so soon, since last week we podcasted. And so it's kind of unheard of. But I feel like we've been really just rushed because there's so much that happens in between.
And so this one, there's nothing.
Nothing happened in between, so we can take all the time we want on each thing.
So mostly you're just going to be chatting with us.
Yay, come and chat with us.
Come and chat.
So, Scylla, who are you?
I am Scylla, otherwise known as Scylla, SCILLA__P on Instagram.
And I'm Marcia, and I looked at my notes to see who I was.
Just in case.
Yeah. Also known as Fairy Little on Instagram and on Ravelry. And we are currently knitting on some things.
We are.
What are you working on, Syl?
I am working on a blanket. It's the same blanket I was working on a week ago. Not much has changed. I had a full week of work, and so I haven't gotten that far on it. But one thing I did do was I added a... Clearly I'm not thinking in a linear manner. Oh, we're good. So anyway, back to the blanket. I'm just trying to stretch it out a little bit so I can show you it. I added, I'm using Addy Interchangeable, US size 8, otherwise 11 millimeter. I might have that backwards. No, US size 11, 8 millimeter.
There you go.
And so as you can see, I've added
Scylla. That's gonna be me who gets poked this time.
Right in the eye.
It's payback.
So you can kind of get a better idea now what the blanket's gonna look like. I added a spacer because my Addy Interchangeables have a additional piece so you can add to make yours. Yeah, you really do need to.
You keep aiming it at my face.
Alright, so this is kind of what it looks like here. It's what it's going to look like. There's going to be another ball of this, so it's going to double before I add in another section of the blue color. It's a Scylla original pattern. If you would like a chance to win the pattern, just send me something pretty on Instagram. Or tag me in something on Instagram, and I will send you the pattern.
Oh my Lord, Scylla. In a reply, this is how many stitches you cast on and then you knit.
Shh! Give me my pattern!
Oh, sorry. It's a secret. So what happened last night with that?
So when I added the insert piece, I put it in and put it in another cable, and it was wonderful, but I didn't actually twist it because Addy Interchangeables have a twist lock. You put it on and you line it up and you twist. Well, unfortunately, I didn't twist, and so when I carried it from the downstairs where I was working on it to the upstairs, it came apart. So all of my stitches came off. And so I'm like sitting there, I'm having my little bit of a noise that I make because I'm over dramatic. And one by one, I'm putting each of the stitches back on. And now I've made sure, this is where my lock piece is, that it's locked good. I've pulled really hard on both sides. So it shouldn't come across.
You talk so good.
What? So it shouldn't come apart.
Instead of saying it's locked really well, you're like, it done did locked gooder.
It locked real good. Real good. I had more fun. It was more funner.
More funner.
More funner, did real good. You know. All of my brain power is taken up during the week writing a thesis. By the time it comes to knitting, I'm like, I think I use them near knitting. Ooh, that's really there. Anyway, so that's what I'm working on. I'm using Bernat blanket yarn. It is, again, Yarn Snobs. Look away. Take a minute and pretend that this didn't happen. So it's 100% polyester. Okay, Yarn Snobs, you can look back. We've passed that moment of horror in our film. We should add in a horror music right there, if we can find it. It's like the sound of shattering glass.
You're hilarious.
And so yeah, that's what I'm working on. Marsha, what are you working on?
Right at this exact second, well, I'll talk about what I'm knitting right now because I'm actually working on it.
Ooh, you've got 4 needles out right now to poke me with?
I have 5 needles out to poke you with.
That's not friendly.
So I'm, well, actually, I'll come to this after. I'll talk about the other things I'm doing first.
She's got lots to talk about.
I do. So I've been working on the Zelda, and it is, where's my pattern for it?
It's so pretty.
It's by White Lies Designs. At www.whiteliesdesigns.com, and it says all rights reserved worldwide. So this pattern, I was in contact with the designer, and because I was having some issues, and she did get back to me on a change that was made. They had noted errata for the pattern, but that has since been deleted. So I don't know where it's gone to. I just know that this is really, I want the finished object, so I'm willing to suffer through the pattern for it. And
it's a beautiful finished object.
I think it's going to be really nice when it's done, but it's like one section. I'll give an example that's not actually part of the pattern, but this will give you an example of why I'm having such issues. One section says, I'm just going to give you a number. Say cast on 60. So you cast on 60 stitches. Then you decrease 15 stitches at each row twice. That's not the actual pattern, but that's my example. And at the end of that, you should have 60 stitches. See my dilemma?
Last night she looks at me and Scylla, and she looks at me, Scylla, and she's like, does this, she's like, what do you notice about this and this? I was like, what do you mean, what do I notice about this and this? She's like, well, does anything stand out for you? I'm like, well, it's the same. And she's like, yeah, okay. She's like, so you don't see any differences.
It's not just me. After you reduce it by 30 stitches, you're going to still have the exact same number that you had cast on. So, if you decide that this is a pattern you would like to knit, I would strongly, strongly, strongly suggest you look at people's project pages and look at their notes and find out what they have done. Because wherever there's decreases and increases, it is... I would love to rewrite this pattern.
The product is gorgeous.
Like, it's going to be fabulous. And I get the gist of what it's supposed to look like, so I'm altering it as I go to make it come out how I feel like it's supposed to come out, based on the picture and based on the pattern. But there's an area that it just, because of certain increases and decreases, it throws off numbers and everything, so it just kind of throws the whole thing off once you hit a certain point. And I have the front and the back is knit now, and this yarn is patent silk bamboo, and it's really heavy, so I don't actually know, because I feel like when it's done, it might pull a lot. Look at me. So it might like just be, it's really drapey, so it might hang, like, pull on the lace a little bit more, but it's too little too late now, so I'll just work on that. But I got the back knit and the front is knit, and I have started on the sleeves, one sleeve. So I've got one sleeve started. And that's coming along. I just have to continue on in the pattern for a while. So it's it is going well. I can't wait to have the finished object. And I hope that
I love the look of that.
Yeah, it is really pretty.
What are those? Are they twisted stitches?
No, this is called faggoting. There's faggoting in here.
I love it when you faggot.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
It's so pretty.
And I am still working on my Pride and Prejudice.
I just love the name.
I make lots of notes in my patterns as I go when I work on a pattern. I just have to find the front. There it is. So I have all of the notes all over the place. So you can see the pattern a little bit better. It's called Pride and Prejudice. It has some really nice shaping to it that is done with there's twisted stitches up the side, but it's like a twisted garter, ribbing that kind of comes up to about, it starts at the armpit and comes down, and it increases as it comes down, which gives you a really nice shaping. I am doing this one in Diamond Luxury Collection Baby Alpaca yarn. Excuse me. And I have separated for the sleeves. It's top down. I've separated for the sleeves. And I love working on this so much, and I love it so much. I'm enjoying it, and I had to put it down and make myself go back to the Zelda to get that off the needles. Otherwise, the Zelda will just be put in a bag and donated as is. So, I really need to get that done because I'm enjoying this so much. I'm doing it on a lace weight, and it's size, I do believe, 3mm. 3.5 millimeter Haya interchangeables. You
really are a promiscuous knitter, hey?
Yes, and more so right now than at other times. I can be very monogamous and just... It sounds bad, hey? If you're a promiscuous knitter, then you've got a lot of things on the go, and if you're a monogamous knitter, you can bang stuff out really fast.
Hypothetically, of course.
You should be able to bang things out pretty quickly.
Yeah, but as a promiscuous knitter, you get all your projects to a certain point, and then you can bang off 5 projects at once. And you're like, it's been a week, look, I finished 5-6 things. Yeah, that's true. One thing is that I started doing the buttonholes on the wrong side, but I figured that out. That's my own problem. That was not the fault of anything but me. You could say you started doing them on the opposite side. Yeah, it's right now because that's the way you want it. Yeah, exactly. It's so pretty, and it's coming along so nicely. And now that I've split for the sleeves, because there's over 300 stitches on the needles, I've split for the sleeves, and now it's taken out half of the stitches that I was doing, or a quarter or whatever. So it's going a lot quicker now. So I'm really enjoying it. Is it a shawl? Is it a sweater? No, it's a sweater. It's gonna have long sleeves and... That's your Anne of Green Gables? That's it. No. Oh, your Pride and Prejudice. Yes. I was looking at the Anne of Green Gables. That's right, you sent me the Anne of Green Gables. Yeah. So I'm also working on... Oh, and that is housed... My Pride and Prejudice is housed in my Downton Abbey bag from BagsByTerry. And it's a really nice bag. I'm really liking it. It's got a really cool zipper pull that says BBT on it, British Broadcasting Television. I love that. Which makes my heart even happier. It's a very sturdy construction. It's well made. There's no little threads or anything. And of course it has Downton Abbey on it, which makes my heart happy. The inside is red, which is very luxurious. Very luxurious. And I'll show you, it's got pockets on the inside too, so you can put
tape measure, your pen, your
I love
notepad,
pockets.
your like all of the little things, your stitch markers.
Are they Downton Abbey pockets?
Yeah, it's the same fabric, and it actually
that's awesome.
it's actually this section here is what makes up the pocket. So that's the actual castle makes up the pocket. So it's that section. It's perfectly centered. Like it's very meticulously made.
And that's one of the things I love about this bag is that the designer took the time to center the pattern, and all the corners are even on both sides. And I'm one who likes things to be symmetrical.
Yes, and it's very symmetrical. So if you are obsessive compulsive in any sort of way, this bag will make.
It's the bag for you.
Yeah, it's definitely the bag for you. Okay, so I'm working on some socks right now, and they are the Strie socks by Laura Neal, and they're from her sock architecture book. I'm not doing the leg or the foot pattern. I'm just doing it like a straight knit. The yarn is EweWhoKnits Fairyland in Ireland colorway. And this yarn, I'm addicted to it. Like, absolutely. I was sitting down
it's gorgeous.
I'm like, Georgina sent it to me and asked me if I would test knit it for her. And I said, absolutely. And we had that conversation in April. And then before we left to Ireland, she said, I'm going to wait till you guys come back and I'll send it. And she sent it. She since has opened her shop, and I was like, she asked me to test knit this yarn a while ago, and I'm like, I feel like I dropped the ball, so sorry, Georgina. I have it cast on now. And every, 5 to 10 minutes, I would look at Sylla and be like, I just love this yarn.
She would, and she just, she's halfway knitting it, and you see her. She picks it up while she's knitting on it, and she starts petting it and stroking it. I'm like, what the heck are you doing?
I'm like, I really like it. I like how it feels to knit. Like, it's not... I wouldn't say it's super soft. I just really like the texture of it. Like, it's
nice articulation on texture.
Yeah, it's not like it feels like it's going to be durable socks. Like they're going to be very durable, and it's just a nice. I like how many stripes she has in a row, because it's just encouraging to be like, no, I'm just going to knit to the next color, and then, oh, that was fast, I'll knit to the next color, and that was fast.
It's like reading a book with short chapters.
Right, and so I just, and it just zoomed to complete the first sock. So this is one of my finished objects, and I've even woven in the ends. So this is the sock, and the pattern is out of sock architecture. And I really enjoy doing the heel flapping gusset, and I think that's my new heel, because it fits me so much better, because I have a higher arch, so I need more fabric along here.
Yeah.
My socks, when they're brand new, especially when I first knit them, they tend to be tight across here, so I was adding stitches in some of my patterns to alleviate that, but with the gusset makes a real difference for that.
What's a gusset?
This is the gusset, where the heel meets the foot part. Meets the foot part, that part there.
Oh, okay.
It gives it the extra give, that little triangle shape.
Ah, I like it. And I like how your heel up here is actually a different, was that a 1-on-1? 1-to-1 rib?
No.
Oh.
No, it's called the Eye of Partridge.
Well, whatever it is, it feels more durable. Like you're less likely to wear out your heel.
I think it is, unless it's like a slip stitch.
It's a something.
It's a something. Yeah, you slip the stitches. So you knit one, slip one is the pattern. And it actually makes it thicker.
Yeah, because it looks thicker.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I really like it, and it's turned out really well. I'm very happy with it. And also, since I have it on my lap, I'm going to talk about the sock architecture book. I first saw this on Instagram.
It's architecture.
I'm sure Laura would feel really happy with you renaming her book
Architecture?
Yeah.
I love architecture.
So I'm doing the Strie top down, but without the patterning that's on there. And I wanted to take a second and talk about this book. I think this book is fantastic, especially for somebody who is a new knitter. Because everything, a new sock knitter, everything is broken down, and you can see pictures of every step of the way on each of the heels, each of the toes. This is what you do in this case. And one of the other things I really, really like is it's got a section on measuring your foot.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then how you apply that to each sock when you get to the sock. Let's take the one that I'm working on right now. There is
a sizing chart?
A custom sizing. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. I'll just tell you about it. There's a custom sizing chart that you write in each of your measurements so that you know exactly how many stitches you need, what your gauge is, how many repeats you need, everything. Like it's fantastic. It's a very very cool book with a lot of different options for heels and toes and structure and gussets, top down, bottom up. Each pattern has not every pattern, but a bunch of them have the top down. So this is checked and square, top down, and this is checked and square, toe up. So you have the option, if you like to knit toe up,
so
there's a toe up option.
So you can do the same pattern from
either direction. So
oh, that's nice.
Whatever
you like to do.
Direction you like to go for your pattern knitting, it has the pattern in the direction you prefer. So like I learned how to knit socks toe up. And my first pair of socks that I tried to knit, well, I knit tube socks, but then I tried top down, and I knew that there was cuff, and then the leg, and then I knew there was a flap, but I didn't know what to do after that. And I'm like, I don't know how to pick up stitches. Honestly, I've knit socks for 2 years. I've been knitting since, I want to say 2013.
Yeah, you didn't start knitting again until I was in grad school.
Yeah, so 2013. So, and before that I could knit, and I did knit, but I didn't knit anything besides like hats.
Yeah, she's a crocheter.
I was a crocheter mainly. So all I did was knit hats. So I've learned a lot in the last 2 years.
Yeah, I know. I remember when Marcia told me that she started knitting, and she's knitting. I'm like, but knitting is my thing. You crochet, I knit. Oh, the irony.
I know. And you know what's really cool is that there's so many things that you can always learn. You can always learn something new with knitting. So, for example, like on not last week, but 2 weeks ago, I was thinking I wanted to learn how to knit backwards. So instead of having to purl, you just knit backwards. And I YouTubed it, and I learned how to knit backwards. So now I know how to knit backwards.
That's awesome.
And I need a project that I can practice doing that on, because I'm not going to do it on one of my sweaters or anything with pattern right now, because I need to do it till I can get gauge.
A blanket? A dishcloth?
Something like that. Or a
dishcloth. Do dishcloth.
Like when I learned...
backwards on dishcloths. Stop talking? Go ahead.
When I learned how to knit continental style, I did hats, because then I just knit in a circle, right? And because I used to knit with my arm over and it was so ineffective, and it bothered me that one of my hands would keep coming off, and it didn't feel even. So now neither of my hands come off. It doesn't feel like it's not even. I don't know. It's my thing.
Speaking of OCD.
I know. Speaking of which, did you start reading our book yet?
I haven't.
You have not.
I have not started reading our book.
I actually found the audio book version on YouTube.
Oh, really?
And it's really nice to listen to.
Maybe I'll start doing that.
Because you can be doing something and listening to it at the same time. I've listened to it 2.5 times. And I've definitely gone on a spree.
Yes, you've definitely gone on a culling spree.
But we can't really discuss it now. My husband is a closet watcher.
Hi, Nick.
Hi, Nick. And also, so one of the things in the book, it says, don't let your parents see inside your bag. And essentially it's family members. Don't let people in your family see what you're getting rid of, because they'll start pulling stuff out of your bag and they'll start keeping it, and whether they need it or not, they just feel the guilt associated with
getting rid of something.
With getting rid of something or things leaving. So don't show them what you're getting rid of. So I'm not even going to discuss that part, but suffice it to say that some things have left, and I did go through my closet, and I spoke a little bit about it last time, and there was quite a bit that did come out of my closet, because I just kept the things that I love, that I wear, that that I'm not annoyed with. So it's definitely been culled down. Also, I got my yarn in bags, put back in here. There was no moths. There was none. We mentioned that last time, but it was just
Paranoia.
But it was a great opportunity to go through my stash and see again what I have.
And what you love.
And what I love. I have this 100% wool here that, I'm going to open this. What's going to fall on me? That it is, I've got enough here for a sweater. Not in this bag, but I've got 3 bags of it. So
it's a sweater for a bunny in that bag.
No, it's a sweater for a child. It's looking a little bit more yellow-green in the picture than it actually is. It's a nice...
It's more of a gray.
It's a gray. It's very sheepy. Very sheepy. Very sheepy.
Are you going to dye it or just do it raw?
No, I want it this color. So I was thinking, because I found a sweater on Ravelry that I want to do, and it's called Anne's Sweater. And I was thinking that this would be perfect for it.
Oh, that'd make a really nice Anne sweater.
Because it's a nice over top of all the things sweater. But it only comes in the book, and you can order the book electronically, or you can order the actual book, and it's like $30 to order the actual book and $12 for the electronic copy. So
if you order the electronic copy, can you just print off the patterns as you want them?
Yeah.
So then you don't have to print off the whole book.
Right.
You can.
And which goes along with the you don't need to have the extra stuff in your house. And so after I'm done with it, I can just recycle it, which is really handy. And then you don't feel guilty about getting rid of an actual book versus, because you still always have it. It's just getting rid of that. And I actually found another pattern that I really, really like. And it's going to be in the next Knit magazine. And it's a sweater, a pullover sweater, and it's got cabling that goes around the yoke.
Oh, that would be pretty.
And it's really, really pretty, and it reminded me of my friend Tamara, so I sent her a copy of the link.
Hi, Tamara.
Hi, Tamara. so it totally reminded me of her, and I'm like, I want to knit this, but totally, I could see it in her wardrobe for sure, and she's a knitter as well, so yeah. So that's another one that I might pick up the magazine for, because you can't get a digital copy of that. You have to have the actual thing. But
because what you can do is pick up the magazine and make it into a digital copy.
Yeah, that's right. I can take pictures of it and then or scan it.
Yeah. And
yeah. Because I'm trying to get rid of all of the extra paper stuff.
I know when I was in university, one of our course packs was super thick. It was like this thick of papers.
Yeah.
And so what we did is we scanned somebody's course pack and we made electronic digital copies for everyone in our class.
That's awesome.
And so this way we could read it on our computers. We didn't have to carry around this giant stack, or we wouldn't lose articles by pulling them out. So perfect.
And I wanted to ask you, Sil, what do you think we should do for our Christmas in July toy knit along prize?
Honestly,
Yeah, I want to know.
I think it should be a Christmas in July surprise. I think we're gonna wrap it in Christmas paper and send you a present. That's what I think.
That's a great idea. That is a great idea. I like it. Yeah.
It's Christmas in July. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, yeah.
You're gonna get a present.
You have no idea what you're in for.
And considering we're going through our stuff right now.
Yeah, there's lots of yarn and stuff and things to look at. So
no,
yeah.
It'll definitely be a present that I'm sure you will either love, appreciate, or find a way to regift.
Like any good Christmas gift.
Right? And we're both very pro regift.
Yeah, we are.
So if something comes and it's not your style or you don't love it, regift it. By all means, find somebody who will.
Yeah. That's
no point in holding on to something that just because you've been given it. Like that ugly fountain that you bring out once a year when that person visits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had one of those.
Yeah. It's had in my closet for about 6 years.
Really?
Because the person who gave it to me never came to visit. Yeah. 6 years that fountain took up space in my closet.
Ugly fountain.
It was ugly.
I think it was a gag gift. I don't know if they were actually serious when they gave it to you.
I don't know either. I'm like, I'm not really sure what to do with this.
That's so funny. So we are going to do our draw for our Christmas in July toy knit along.
Yes, we are.
Thank you everyone who joined in. I think there was 22 entries, 23 entries.
Congratulations, the 23 people who joined in. It is time to find out what you will win. I feel like a game show host.
Are you ready to play?
You've been bamboozled!
Goodness sakes, you've been bamboozled. Alright. Yes, so, 22 entries, so number 2 to 23.
I'm getting there.
You've been bamboozled. That's so funny.
Alright, number 2 to 23.
We're spinning the wheel of fortune!
2 to 23?
Now we're choosing between 2 and 23. Thank you all of our entrants for entering in to win the beautiful surprise package of Christmas loveliness. We are going to draw the number now. The number is...
Powerball says the number is... Powerball number 14.
14!
14, everybody!
Yay! 14! Hooray for 14! Yay for 14! I'll find you 14!
Congratulations, number 14! Number 14 is...
A pair of socks!
Yay, socks!
They are eyelet rib socks for Christmas gifts, and they are by Knitting Mary B.
Knitting Mary B.
I'm going to write that down.
Congratulations, Knitting Mary B. You have knit some socks.
Yes, and you won.
Oh, and you've won our mystery surprise Christmas package.
So you need to contact us.
Yay, contact us.
On Ravelry, send me a message. And her name is Mary.
So Mary?
And she's from Brazil.
Ooh.
Well, hello.
Hello, Mary from Brazil.
She taught herself to knit when she was about 10 years old.
Nice work, Mary.
You know what? In South America, because that's where Brazil is, in case you didn't know.
Wait, really?
Knitting is a huge cultural thing. Like in Peru and Bolivia, Peru especially. I went to Peru and we went to a island on Lake Titicaca, and the men are the knitters, and they knit these hats, and they're either striped with white and a color, or just straight a color, and one of the types of hats means you are married, and the other one means you're single.
Are they for women or men to wear?
Men.
Okay.
So the men wear the hats. So the men, when they ask a woman to marry them, the woman takes a hat that he's knit down to the water and scoops up water, and if the water goes through too fast, then he's too immature and he's not ready to get married. And if his knitting's nice and tight and it retains some water, then he's more mature.
That's hilarious. So he needs to mature as a knitter in order to get married.
That's right. And so, then he brings, he goes to her dad and brings a feast and asks to marry his daughter. And I could be getting this a little bit mixed up, but, and then the dad says, "No way, thanks for the feast, get out of here." And then they have a big feast. And that happens again. And then the third time, the man will bring his whole family and a feast and go to the woman's dad and ask for the hand in marriage. And then he invites them all in and they have a big party and they have a wedding. So it's very cool. It's but knitting related.
Very cool.
So that's really cool.
So really cool information about Peru. Not really related to Brazil at all.
Yeah, they're South America.
We're North America.
Yeah.
Right?
We knit.
There's a lot of very different things.
Yeah, it's on a different, very different area. But
a lot of differences between American culture and Canadian culture, Mexican culture.
That is true. That is true. But but I'm just saying, in South America,
I think it's really cool.
There is a knitting culture.
I love your story.
Doesn't sound like you love my story. It sounds like you're judging me.
No, not at all.
Good thing I don't have sensitive feelings, or you would hurt my feelings.
No, I'm trying to be sensitive if people from different...
So, Mary, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mary.
Yay!
Yay! You win. We will send you awesome package.
Yes.
Of awesomeness.
An awesome package of awesomeness. And for August, which starts tomorrow, we are doing a Shawl It All Knit Along. Yay! Yay! So, my Okanagan Orchard counts as a shawl. It's
so pretty.
It's just one that's got a circle in it so that you can put your body through.
It's pretty.
There's so many
awesome
ways
shawl
to wear it, though. This is your opportunity. Everybody can knit one. And just keep in mind, there is a discount code in episode 14, and I think I'll put it in this episode. It's only good till the 5th of August. So if you're going to purchase it and use the discount code, you need to do it within the next 5 days. And then everybody can knit it along. And
it can be knit along.
This beauty, the owner of our local store, who she owns, it's a cheeky little boutique. Why can't I remember what it's called?
The Naughty Knitter?
The Naughty Knitter.
The Naughty Knitter.
She owns the Naughty Knitter.
It's a cheeky little boutique.
That's her slogan.
Is that her slogan?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, the Naughty Knitter, and Sandy at the Naughty Knitter has requested I bring this down to her shop. I purchased the yarn there, so I'm assuming it's going to be on display by where this yarn is. And I'm going to knit another one for display in her shop as well. And she's going to put it up for display. She messaged me the other day and said that she would like to, and I spoke with her before too about it. So if you would like to join in, you don't have to knit an Okanagan Orchard shawl. That being said, this is a great opportunity to knit the Okanagan Orchard shawl. I'm going to cast a new one on. The green one I had cast on, I'm thinking strongly of frogging. And obviously it's not because of the pattern. Because I love the pattern, it's because of the yarn. And
you're hilarious. It's not because of the pattern.
It's not because of the pattern.
The pattern's good.
The pattern's great. It's I'm not enjoying the yarn, and it's Madeline Tosh, and I purchased I have some other Madeline Tosh that I don't think it's gonna go into it, but it's a softer Madeline Tosh. That Madeline Tosh was I don't know if they even make it anymore. It was like ultra sale item, and I'd never owned any, so it was more related to that than loving the color. But I'm probably going to knit my next one out of see, having all of this so handy is really nice.
It is really nice.
This is what I'm thinking for my next one. I do not recommend you knit the shawl out of Noro unless you are seasoned.
Noro knitter?
Because it will not rip out.
Oh, yeah.
So once you are casted on and you're knitting, you are committed. You're very committed.
Yeah, that is the yarn that you need to use.
I really want this out of some Noro yarn, and that's actually what I was designing it for originally, but I was using this to knit it up the first time, and I needed to rip back because I changed the pattern dramatically in this section, and the yarn broke probably 8 times.
Oh, it broke a lot.
In a section this big, it broke 8 times.
Yeah.
So I felt
even I couldn't untangle it.
The yarn together, and I am going to finish it like I mentioned previously. I'm just going to carry on from where I am and then just continue on in the pattern from that point and not worry about pulling it apart. But I do want to cast it on in this Noro, and this Noro, it's Teo lace. It's cotton, wool, polyamide, and silk, and it's 100 grams. There's definitely enough yardage or meterage in here, 840 meters. So there's definitely enough meterage in here to do the shawl.
Wow, in one ball?
Mm-hmm. And it's, because it is a lace weight, like it doesn't necessarily look like it because it's thick and thin, but it is a lace weight, and there's browns and pinks and whites and cream, like a off-white gray color and black, and some bright like fuchsia hiding inside. Right yeah, that you don't even know is there.
You wouldn't even know that if you like just bought it and looked at what you saw.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really pretty, and I cannot wait to see what you guys cast on and knit up. So we have the thread open already, so you can go in there, and even if you just put in a picture of like the yarn you're going to use and a link to the pattern you're choosing to knit with us, like just add that into the conversation thread. It's great. I love seeing all the conversation and the yarns and the enabling that happens in those threads. I love it.
The enabling. You should try this. I like this. Have you tried this yarn? It's wonderful. No, I'm not talking about this yarn. That was not a recommendation of this yarn. That was more of an abstract.
Yeah, so
I've got some Malabrigo in my back pocket.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'm going to take this, I'll probably take the needles out of my Madeline Tosh one and cast this on and add it to my bunch of different projects that I'm working on.
I thought you were going to say add it to your bunny.
Oh, you know what I forgot to mention is that my socks are in my Lowlands original bag by Renee, and
yes, they are.
I love this bag. I love it. It so feeds my happy. I love the colors. I love that there's a windmill. I love the tulips. It's very Dutch.
It's an awesome bag.
Yeah,
I love mine too. By the way,
the structure is it's strong. It stands up on its own. It's well made. And
the pull strings are fantastic because you don't have your project being caught on a zipper.
That's right.
So you can pull out your yarn while you're working on it.
And that's the thing, like I like both. I like both the zip up kind and the drawstring ones. I've made lots of knotted bags for myself, but those ones I don't like unless it's circular needles on whatever project it is.
Really?
Because I have lost so many double pointed needles from a project bag that doesn't actually do up. Like this one, I could put double pointed needles, and I do
because it
tightens and nothing's going to fall out.
And nothing
of there.
moves.
But my Japanese knotted bags, although they're cute and wonderful, I can't do the double pointed needles. I've lost so many.
Yeah, I believe it.
DPNs that way.
I've lost a ball of yarn out of it once.
And that makes me sad.
A ball of yarn.
Yeah. Yeah, and that definitely makes me sad if I lose a double pointed needle, because they're not I don't knit with cheap needles, so it's hard to, you know, and you can't just buy one needle. I wish you could.
You can't just buy one needle? Well, you should be able to just buy one
That should
needle.
be a thing, but
It should be a thing.
although I have in the past broken a needle from
Was it Haya?
no, it was a Knit Picks
Oh,
needle.
yeah.
And it was a double pointed, and I broke it, and I contacted them. It was within a week of having it. My grip is just
Tight.
too much, I guess. And they sent me a new one. It wasn't a problem. They sent me a few new ones, actually. They sent me a couple of the same size. So
Knit picks are great for that.
yeah, it was a really good experience. I was really happy with that. So.
Nice. So I just want, can I talk
Yeah.
about mine for a second?
Yeah.
So this blanket here, on average, a row takes me about half an hour to knit.
Wonderful.
I timed it the other night, and then I timed
You
it again during our video. And for those of you who like knots, I'm about to make myself a new project. It's quite exciting. This project looked wonderful.
Silly, you should
I can't wait.
knit an Okanagan Orchard. You should knit one of these.
I should knit an Okanagan Orchard. I'll tell you, when I finish my thesis,
'Kay.
I will knit one.
No, I think you should knit one now. Zilla!
I need to finish. This is so pretty. I guess if I did knit one now, still living with you, I'd be able to get first-hand support.
That is true. Very true.
You're like, Marsha, I made a mistake. Fix it.
Yeah.
I swear that doesn't happen.
I swear it does happen.
Like, I don't know what I did. I can't count.
Oh, I want to knit all the things. I want to cast them all on. I want to cast on all the sweaters. I have a sweater for Nick that I have to get knitting again too. I need to get this other shirt off.
How about your Nick blanket? Have you made any progress on that?
No.
You put that away?
I put it away because I really want to get the Zelda off the needle, so I've been really focusing on getting that done and off. I'm over it. I'm ready. I'm really ready for it to be done.
Oh, that makes sense.
So I have this sleeve to finish, and I'm almost done. I'm over halfway done this sleeve because it's just a cap sleeve. So, but it poofs up.
I love
somehow.
that it caps up and poofs up, and that
Yeah.
it's really pretty. I love
So-
that pattern. Like, I love what it makes. Maybe not the pattern itself, but
yeah.
the product. I love the product
I
based
know,
on the
and I
pattern.
can't wait till it's done. But you know, in the screen, it looks much more red than it is in person.
It does.
It's way more orange than that. So it is a red orange, but it's a lot more orange than that.
One day we'll figure out lighting.
So we're working on it. We're trying. It's better this time. I feel like.
I feel like it is too.
So are we ready to? Are we done? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Better?
Yeah,
Oh, good.
I'm really good.
All right, so I'm going to get Scylla started on knitting an Okanagan Orchard, and she will be posting photos in
2017.
I was going to say Instagram.
Oh.
2017.
I
Not for a
can't.
while.
No, because I have this blanket started.
I'm just going to knit it when you're not looking.
My blanket?
Yeah.
No, we have different gauges.
I know. Because all of a sudden you're like, hey, wait a second. My blanket's done.
I was like, this doesn't look right.
How many stitches are on here?
You know what? They have to post an Instagram to find that out.
Oh. So I have to tag you in an Instagram to find out?
Yeah.
Awesome.
You're
We're
gonna make me count them, aren't you?
Yeah. We're fully just nattering now. So
that's the way I built the pattern. I'm like, let's count that. That looks good. Let's hope it works.
so good. It's great. Well, thanks for coming and sitting with us again.
Yeah, thank you.
And we
It's been
appreciate it.
wonderful.
And thank you to all our new subscribers and to everybody who's come back to watch us. We totally appreciate it.
And we enjoy knitting with you.
And have a great weekend.
Have
And
a great weekend.
Bye.
Until next time.
I'm
I'm gonna take a nap this afternoon.
I feel like you should take a nap. Oh, Scylla.
I just need to go grab a glass of water. Or a bottle of water.
Okay.
show. Welcome to the show. The show. You sure you're up for this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Are you gonna bring your A game, Scylla?
I'm bringing my A game. It's gonna be the Marcia show anyway.
It's gonna be the Marcia
I'm just
show.
gonna be here to laugh at your jokes.
Well, that's the best. It's the best anyway. Just laugh at
Right.
my jokes.
It's the Marcia show. I come to laugh at your jokes.
Welcome to the Marcia show. Scylla comes to laugh at my jokes.
Marcia's funny.
I am.
She thinks she is. She knows she is.
I know. I really feel like I am.
You are. I'll talk to people and I'll tell them. You know, find humor in situations. Laugh when you think something's funny. Regardless of